Thank you, BotRex, for joining the channel. What's up, Stick? Thank you for the likes, man. What's up, Dyslexia? We're like twins because, yeah, when I read shit, I don't do the best. And I do have dyslexia. At least that's what my parents told me. I don't know. And I feel like it's true. What's up, Wild Violets? And what is up, Loris? Edward Loris? I think that's how you say that properly. What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Today, man, we are going to be watching the story and seeing what happens with Lupa, seeing if she ends up losing her mind or she finds herself as being a gladiator. We were shown that gladiators do lose their mind, right, quite frequently. So we're just gonna kind of see what develops. Now, we do have two videos that we want to react to today. We're gonna be watching a video called Neverness to Everness Beta Somehow Got Worse. And then we're going to be watching Monster Hunter Wild's new weapon buffs, just to kind of see what all the weapons got. Now, we already did beat Lagiacress, or Lagiacress, as they say in the game. We did beat them. And we also beat Seregios, or Steve, as a lot of people call it as well. So we're going to check out those two videos. And then we're going to get into some Wuthering Waves. Like I said, we're going to continue the story. We're probably going to work on building, I don't know, because I think I have my Cardathea built pretty decently. I also have my Arrow Rover built pretty decently. So I think we're just going to be doing some random shit like that. What's up, Mental? What's that? I think I'm reading that right, because it's not metal. Yep, it's not. So what's up, Mitchell? Like I said, I am dyslexic, so sometimes I do be mixing some shit up, you know what I mean? So let's switch over here to our PC screen. Before we get into any content, we are gonna rip a Pokemon TCG pack. That's the first thing we're gonna do today, and then after that we will get into the regular content of the day. So again, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you all for just kind of hanging out and being here. Really means a lot. So let's have a good time, guys. Let me unmute this, and we're gonna stop the music. It actually stopped right exactly when I needed it to, so it's perfect. All right, let's get into this pool once we get this working here. The water's so good. Holy shit. It was a wonderful scorching day today, so actually we're not gonna play this Pokemon music. We're actually going to play our regular music while we play this Pokemon game. I swore I already pressed the game, but because I thought all I did was press mute. What's up, Michael? What's up, Zero? Everybody over on Twitch and YouTube, what's up, guys? So again, we're just ripping a pack here, and we're free to play on this game too. We're not spending money on any of these games. Ooh, we get 2 packs, yo, let's do it. Yo, this music goes hard too. Okay, let's first check and see if we have anything that is flipped around. There we go. I don't know if this means anything when that happens, but I lie to myself and tell myself that it does. So we're gonna go this way with it. Okay, we didn't get a big sparkle. It does look like the background is changing colors a little bit, and usually that means that you're getting something pretty decent. So let's go, baby. We got a gold Flareon, a gold 1-star Flareon. That's huge. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all we're gonna get from this first pack. What? We got a shiny EX Zapdos too? Excuse me? Mind you, we're free to play here, boys. Okay, that was a really good pack there, yo. That was a very good pack. That's crazy. Okay, on to the next free one. I can't believe we pulled those, dude. That's so insane. So now we have shiny Articuno and shiny Zapdos as well. Yo, what up, dude? How was your 4th of July? Oh, it was good. I was just at work all day. I worked from 9 to 9, basically. But your boy's getting overtime on that, so pretty good. How about yourself, man? Okay, so none of these are backwards, and so last time we did have the backwards luck on these packs. Okay, oh shit, I forgot to turn it around. Well, too late. Let's rip it. Incineroar. I don't think we're getting anything good out of here. I would really like to have a Dragonite at some point, but hey, it is what it is. Damn, dude. No, that's all right, man. I don't mind. More money for my family, so you know I'm okay with it. Just got out of a family gathering. That's good, man. That's good. Family over everything, dude. My family's in another city right now. They're not far away, but they're just in another city because at my job on 4th of July I work long weekends, so it's more beneficial for them to go hang out with oh, I already have both of those, or I think I do. Excuse me. But yeah, it's just more beneficial for them to go hang out with family, you know what I mean? So, and they'll be back tomorrow. I'm in New York right now and won't be in Florida until Monday. New York, man. New York. I think I have this too. I don't. Okay, I think we may go for that there. Unless we got some more heat in here. Umbreon, I know we have that. This Jolteon is fucking cool as shit. I know I don't have that. That's a gold, isn't it? Oh, I don't know if I go for Jolteon or if I go for Sivion or whatever. I think that's what it's called, right? All right, here we go. I think this is who we're gonna go for. There's two of these. I don't even think I have this one. So if I can come away with one of these two, I think we're pretty good. So how's New York treating you, man? 4/0, welcome. Phoenix, welcome. Ooh, we get a sneak peek here, man. Okay, this is the EX. I know it is. See, now we're in a pickle, all right? Because I know this one is here, but I want the EX one, okay? Which means I have a 25% chance on all of these here to pull it. Originally, it was right here. I don't think it's gonna be where it originally was. I have a feeling, just a feeling, that it's gonna be right here in the middle. Damn it, man. Well, we walked away with something that we already have. It is what it is. We're not hurt. Our feelings are not hurt. It is what it is. All right. Do I have enough to rip another 3-pack? Because I did have that other one down here. What's that? Jolteon. And then after this, we're going to get into the reactions here. Recommended. Ooh, I do. Okay. I lived in New York for 8 years. Not a fan of it. Have a house here at least, so I don't need to stay in a hotel. But I do not like the state. Yeah, I understand because I went to New York before too. But I did the more touristy part of New York. I went to New York, saw the Statue of Liberty and all that good shit, you know. The people were kind of nice, but you know, obviously if you're in a tourist town and you have people who are trying to rack in the dough and make their money, they kind of know you're a tourist, so they get you. Okay, they get you. I got off of the tram or train and I saw this Spider-Man guy and I was like, okay, cool, let's hop off the bus. And the Spider-Man dude was like, hey, let's take a picture, you know, because I got off the thing and I had my kids with me. And we all gathered around, took a picture. Immediately after the picture was taken, this dude ripped off his mask and was like, $5. I was like, what? Excuse me? He got out of character real quick, you know? And of course I did give him the $5 like a sucker, but hey, it is what it is. I left New York to go to Florida to go to college, ended up liking it and decided to stay in the state. Lived in Central for 8 years and then moved down south and loved it ever since. Well, good, man. I'm glad you're in a place that you like. You know, that's what's important. Okay, so we're looking for Jolteon. The last one was right here. We're gonna just go there again. I feel like they're gonna troll me. Dude, what? Sweet. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted, man. That's huge. Walked away with a W, man. We got our gold Jolteon. Okay, we got some W free-to-play pools right there. I love sucking lemons. Welcome. That's a wild name, yo. Oh, by the way, I pulled this card too. To all my Pokemon people, is this a good card? I don't really know. I'm curious. How do you like Lagiacris? How do you like Lagiacris? That's how I say it. And Steve. Overall, I think the underwater elements, you know, because I guess you can't necessarily call it hunting, even though you do certain attacks, I guess. I thought that was fun. I thought they did a very, very good job with that. Unfortunately, you know, of course it sucks that it's not optimized for PC players, so people are upset about it, as they should be. But the fight with Laggy was very, very fun. Excuse me. And then the fight with Seregios I feel like he wasn't as fast as he should have been. You know, they nailed the moves perfectly. You know, they captured that very well. And I thought it was fun still to, you know, I still thought the hunt itself was really fun. So I'm not going to say that it was trash or anything like that. But I just feel like it could have been a little bit faster. I like the underwater. It's a good replacement for now. It is, you know, and I think it really helps with people like myself. And I mean, I don't know where you stand on the topic of it, but I've been wanting underwater hunts back since forever. And I know that's not how the game operates. They don't give you underwater hunt and then they bring underwater hunting again. You know, they usually try some element in the game and then they bring another element in the next game. And if the element works good, then sure, they'll bring it up in future games. But I've been wanting it back forever. And yeah, I just think they nailed it for what it was. You know, they nailed it for what it was. Sorry, I'm just gonna text my wife really quick. I was hoping for Seregios to be a bit larger. Yeah, he wasn't that huge in size. That is true. Yeah, but overall I thought both hunts were fun. I enjoyed both of the armors. I mean, I feel like they could have added a little bit more utility in them, but I understand that these are just title updates and they're not big things, I guess I should say, you know what I mean? So I get it, you know, they just kind of threw it in there. And like I said, it is what it is and how they did it. I wish the armor pieces were better, and I wish the weapons were a little bit better. Like usually if you're fighting Seregos, or like, oh my god, I butchered that name. Yeah, no, Seregos? I know I said it right earlier. I'm dyslexic, so my mind is all over the place. Hey Alex, what's up, dude? I feel like the blade scale hone that you get with the weapons should be better for certain weapons, right? Because you would think using it with dual blades would be just so OP, or using it with weapons just like that require a lot of sharpness. You think that it would be just incredible. What's up, Dylan? What's up, Hidden Survivor? What's up, Cuerno? I think that's how you say that. What's up, Jerry? And what's up, the monkey? I wouldn't mind it if it returned, but not with the current weapons. They just don't work well underwater. They would need to make a special underwater that is not clunky to use and is fun. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I will say I did have fun playing with the weapons that were given to us in Monster Hunter Tri, which are the exact same weapons that we have. I know a lot of people were complaining about it being clunky, or a lot of people were complaining just about I don't know, how it just wasn't smooth, I guess I should say too. But I don't know, I think they could still do it with these current weapons that they do have. It just has to be done right, you know. And then, like, I think if the weapons were faster, kind of like how they were in Monster Hunter Rise, I think it would work a little bit better, right? Just because the speed would counteract a lot of things in the water. I think it would just work out a lot better. But, you know, it all depends on what they want to do, and if they even want to bring it back. I'm sure, just as like every Monster Hunter game does, I think this was just more of a test to see how it would work out and see how people would react to it, you know what I mean? So yeah, what up, Jose? Welcome. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading a message from my wife again. Like I said, she's not here, she's in another city, so, and we still talk a lot. But I'm just looking at it really quick. Okay. All right, cool. What's up, Thrill? What's up, Complexity Slayer? All right. So like I was saying before, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to get into this video here. If I can switch over there. Did you pull for Lupa? I just did 30 pulls on the banner, and I think I may just leave it there. One, because I'm broke on currency. That's probably the biggest thing. And two, I feel like I need to take the time to build up my other characters. You know what I mean? Just to kind of get them on a good path so I can have just good characters, right? For all of the in-game content, so I can kind of finish all those things and do them a little bit easier. I did the same thing whenever I was playing Honkai Star Rail. I think I got super crazy about just kind of trying to pull everyone, and then I would have a lot of people, but my people weren't like good because I'd never took the time to actually take care of them. You know what I mean? So that is something that I want to do. So I think I need to focus on kind of who I have. You know, I need to build up some of my 4 stars as well, so they can also be good too. You know what I mean? What's your favorite game so far in 2025? You know, I haven't actually played a shit ton of games so far. There are a lot of games that I could have played, right? But I will say the first Berserker Kazan was a pretty fun game. I don't want to say it's my favorite game, but it's pretty good. Schedule 1 was pretty fun too. Let's see. Peak was also fun. Of course, Monster Hunter's fun. I don't know. It's kind of tough to decide. Like I said, I haven't played any big games, I guess, outside of Monster Hunter kind of being the AAA one. Have you played God of War? I have not. I've not played God of War. I have not played Assassin's Creed. I have not played Expedition 33. I have not played the new Elden Ring either. So, you know, I guess out of all the ones that I mentioned, probably Monster Hunter, I guess. But that's just because I haven't played any big AAA titles, I guess, outside of that. Now, if we're talking indie games, I'd probably have to say Schedule 1. That game was just, it's just pure fun. You know what I mean? You just have a good fucking time playing the game. New Elden Ring is just spin-off multiplayer. Yeah, I saw like a couple people playing it, you know, and I don't think there was anything that like drew me in to it, you know. Like, it looks kind of fun-ish, but I don't know if I want to spend the money to then spend the time to play it. Because, you know, again, I'm married, 4 kids, I have fucking chickens, and I got a dog and cats and everything, you know. And I work a 9-to-5 job, so my time is quite limited, so I just want to make sure I'm enjoying the games that I play when I do play them. And I don't know if I want to prioritize something like that, you know. Did you have lots of options to play? Yeah, I have a whole lot. I also want to try Dune, or yep, that is what it's called. I want to try that as well. I mean, sounds pretty fun. Being an adult sucks. Nah, it's not super bad. You know, I have adult money that I can spend on whatever I want sometimes, and you know, I love my family. I love my birds and everything. So I'm not complaining about it. You know. What about getting APK? What is that? I don't really know what that is. You're a good man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I really do. I just try my best, you know, in every single aspect that I can, you know. Obviously, I'm a flawed human being just like everyone else in this world, but I feel like if you just try to do your best, and as long as you're not hurting other people or, you know, doing other people dirty, you're pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stick away from doing those things. I tend to, the people that I love and the people that love me, that's kind of what I focus on. And outside of that, you know, I hang out with you guys, which is always fun too. Without paying for games, you can download games. No, I would rather support people, you know. I'm not a big fan of like downloading things without paying for them, just because I know people spend a lot of time on creating these games, you know. And I know I don't pay in these free-to-play games, right? But I feel like they're already paid very well. But the other games, I just like to, I want to pay for them, you know, especially if it's an indie game, you know. Remember Repo? Yeah, I do. Repo's so fucking fun. I'm actually going to play it next week with my brother and my son too. We'll do some runs. But, you know, I'd rather just make sure I'm paying people if they take the time and have a big team around it. And, you know, I just want to make sure I don't want to, you know, get something that they did put all their hard work in, you know, because I myself, like, if I was a game developer and let's say it's my life in my certain scenario, right, where I have kids and I have birds and all these things that I'm taking care of, that I have to be financially stable, I wouldn't want to create a product and then people like download it without paying me for it, because, you know, you put in the hard work for it and you should be fairly compensated for the things that you do. Yo, thank you for following me. Is that, oh, how do you say that? OH? Did I say that right? Hopefully I did. But thank you for following. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's all it is, you know. I feel like if a person takes the time out of their life to create a product, and of course you like the product, right? I'm not saying, you know, spend the money on everything to support everyone every 3 seconds. I mean, I guess that is a good thing too, but that's another conversation. Anyways, so let's say, like, you know, I have this water bottle and I don't want a water bottle. I'm not gonna buy a water bottle. So same thing with the video game. If I don't want to play, I don't know, Madden 25, I'm not gonna buy it. But if I want to buy something like an indie game like Repo or Schedule 1 or something like that, that these developers don't have like AAA money, I want to support them. You know what I mean? But yeah, yep. If you have the money then, or you can buy it, you should pay that. Cheating? If you have money then, or you can buy it, you should pay that. Cheating. I'm not too sure what you're saying there. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into this video. So this video is by Ethan. He's a content creator that I recently started following because he does enjoy playing gacha games, and I do also enjoy playing gacha games too. So this is called Neverness to Everness Beta Somehow Got Worse. We did happen to watch the trailer of this game yesterday, in a little breakdown of it too, and it seems like a fun game, but hey, it is what it is. You're doing reactions again? Yeah, I am. I think it's something that I do want to participate in, because I do like watching other people create stuff, including yourself, Rathalos Watch. I appreciate, you know, the videos that you guys make, and we all enjoy YouTube and reacting to things in our own lanes, even if it's just in our minds and not on a microphone. But I do enjoy it. I do thoroughly enjoy it. But yeah, let's get into this video.
I didn't want to make this video. Today we're here to talk about Neverness to Everness. I beg, and I mean beg, my talent agency to get me into this beta. I was genuinely excited. I've had positive coverage about the game on my YouTube channel previously, as I played the prior beta 7 months ago. If you want, you could check out my review. I was 7 months ago.
Okay, that's a while ago.
Made a complete beginner's guide on the game.
This is my first time like hearing about this game, because someone just said it in chat yesterday, and I just kind of looked it up and I was like, damn, this game looks pretty cool, man. It's kind of like a traditional gacha game, something like Genshin Impact, and then you have your open world concept, but you can actually drive in cars, kind of like how you can in GTA, and you can fix up your cars and buy real estate and buy these other things just like you do in Grand Theft Auto. So I was just kind of curious about it, you know, so I tried to join the beta thing, but someone told me that it was already too late. But Now we're watching videos about it.
I'm not going to be as charitable today, and already we have people going to the defense of the game in my chat on Twitter and other people's chats saying that I'm wrong. So let's break this down. Now, in good old professional wrestling style, before I go into all of the negatives, I want to cover the positives, because the problem is I want this game to do well, and it has some genuinely great core mechanics that I think a lot of gacha games can steal from, and I hope that they build upon. Problem is everything else surrounding it. But let's talk about those positives. The first big positive
Let's hear
is
it.
the constellation system, aka Awaken. The way this works,
So this is something that I was very confused about whenever I was watching the video yesterday. So I do appreciate that Ethan's about to explain it all, because I saw it, excuse me, and in the trailer they're just saying that you can swap them out or switch them, or they're interchangeable or something, and I just don't know what the hell that meant. So I'm glad we do get that clarity today.
get dupes through pulling, and in most gacha games you have 6 constellations. Well, in Neverness to Everness,
Hey guys, it's Penelope from Pila Labs, and boy am I excited to show you this.
you are allowed to have 6 constellations, but there's a really solid twist on it. You get awakening effects that you can pick and choose from. So for example, if I get C1 of the main character, I now have one of these 6 effects that I can actually pick to equip. I'm not stuck to just one particular effect from a constellation.
Holy crap, that's awesome. Really cool. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. So traditionally, whenever you pull a character, you have a dupe in them, they tell you, or you have to use whatever one that they give you, right? But in this one, you can actually pick which one you want, which is freaking crazy. That's really cool. In traditional gacha games, like he said, you have 5 different constellations or eidolons. That's Honkai Star Rail talk there. And usually the more dupes you get, the more better the character gets, right? Because from dupe 1 all the way to the max duplicate character, it just progressively gets better, so it's like the first one you get, this is very general and very dumb, so don't even quote me on any of this, but it's like the first one you get attack +1, and then you get attack 2, but then the bottom one is attack +100, right? So it just progressively gets better. So the fact that in this game you can choose which one you want, that's kind of a broken mechanic. I like it.
It most likely is probably a good way of balancing out these constellations, as if you have your availability of all of them, assuming none of them are too overbearing or too broken, where I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Now, there is a little bit of catch, though. They do have something called resonance effect. So if you get C3 and C6, you get passive effects that once you unlock it, they permanently are there. You cannot toggle these off. You're able to toggle off the awakening effects, but not the resonance effect. And this is probably where a lot of the constellation power is going to be behind, right? Having a C3 and a C6. As a whole, I think it's a very unique system where you're...
So that's interesting, and I can see how that can be annoying, because you would have to get 3 dupes of the character in order to optimize them, if they're kind of scaling things around that, where you get to level 3 or C3, we're going to say it just like he did, and then you get one main skill, and then you get him to C6 or C5 or whatever the number is, and then you get another bigger skill. So I can understand the balance of that. You pick from the 5 that you want, but in order to get more optimization and more performance out of the character, you would need at least 3. Which, like you said, that does balance things out. I get it.
Sit down and choose, okay, I want this effect, Blooming Gaze. Oh no, maybe I want Finding the Calling instead. Or let's say you want to jump all the way down to the C6. So the constellation system is pretty solid. The other big thing is their elemental reaction system, I think, is really great, however, super underutilized. So the way the elemental reaction system works, it's similar to Genshin Impact. You have your actual base reaction, so let's say, for example, Scorch, but then you have sub-reactions per character. So each character is going to provide some sort of unique element to the reaction itself. That way it's not getting stale, and there can always be some sort of progression. I genuinely believe this is one of the strong suits of the games, and I wish the elemental reactions meant more. At least in the beginning, they don't mean much, but I love this system, and I pray to God someone else steals this, or they just make this game better. Now that I got the positive shit out the way, here's where I'm gonna get yelled at. This game is...
Damn, that's it? So that's the only positive news that you have You're just 2 minutes in. Holy shit. Okay.
Is a piss poor excuse of a CBT.
Before he gets into this, I would assume one of the biggest flaws is going to be performance, because I don't know if this game is on PC or PS5, but it looks like it's very, very, very demanding. It just looks like it is.
T2. Nothing has fucking changed other than the couple graphical errors that they made to Mint. I don't even see an upgrade here when they do the comparison of before and after.
It looks the
same. Some
same.
of the characters look awesome. Some of the characters look like dog shit. And whatever, but that they were so focused
it looks
on
the same,
visuals. The combat is almost a one-to-one comparison. It is still janky as fuck. The hit detection is horrible, and I mean, it's such a frustrating
Ooh, that
thing
sucks.
to play. I had someone on my chat saying, "Why are all your characters
That
doing
sucks.
the same exact moves?" There's no genuine distinction between characters. The combat is so bad. There's been zero improvements. The only
Oh, that's lame. That's lame. Why would you play a gacha game that has terrible combat? It's not fun. Perlova ends your favorite. I think I do want to save off, and I do want to pull her, or Augusta. We'll see. We'll see. But they're both badass characters. But back to this video. If you have poor fighting in your gacha game, that's terrible, man. That's terrible. What? There's no. Why would you even want to play it? You know. I'd probably get into gacha games if they were made by Western devs and the anime thing was dropped. Interesting. Why is that? I actually like the anime themes behind them.
only thing they added was a parrying system, and the timing on the parrying system is absolute horseshit. Sometimes I attack immediately and I get the parry. I wait, I don't get the parry, but then I wait again and I get the parry. And listen, maybe it's an issue where since I'm on Asia server, the ping is so crazy, but the hit detection as a whole in this game is really not that great.
Damn, that sucks, man.
To the point where I don't think it's a me issue. I think the game is so unbaked. The lack of improvements genuinely piss me off. The dodging feels fucking horrendous. I dodge on time, but I still won't get it. I'll still get hit.
That's terrible. That's terrible, man. The fighting is such an important element in gacha games. Obviously, the gambling or summoning, whichever way you want to call that, important element in gacha games. Obviously, the gambling or summoning, whichever way you want to call that, is very important too. But if the fighting isn't cool, like, why the fuck do you want to play it?
They'll light their little flash. They're about to do a move, and then they'll wait like 3 seconds and then attack. This game feels like a worse version of Genshin trying to be Wuthering Waves, at least with Genshin Impact.
And Genshin is absolutely terrible. So if he's saying it's worse than Genshin, woo, that's terrible, man.
The game feels smooth. It does feel clunky compared to Wuthering Waves, but the animations feel smooth. The hit detection's on point. I feel like every hit that I'm doing is actually doing some sort of impact.
I see what you did there, man. What's up, Nerf Monkey? Are we experiencing some internet issues right now? I kind of feel like we are.
Not this. It's not the case. The game is having a severe identity crisis. And I'm being harsh because I want this game to succeed, because there's the things that I mentioned that I liked, I really love about the game. That's what made me literally beg my agency to get me into this beta. I didn't
Yeah, that fight alone with that little lion thing right there just looked absolutely like trash.
To come here and shit all over the game. I had such high expectations, and I'm left fucking mind blown with the little effort they put into this. The running feels stiff. The walking feels stiff.
The running looks so clunky.
The parry doesn't even fucking connect. The ease feels stiff. The cues, the camera work. I got backed into a fucking corner and the camera started fucking bugging out earlier.
Oh no.
Some light 5.
Oh no, man.
What is this camera angle? What is this camera angle? Bro, what is happening? Bro, what is happening right now? Please.
Oh god.
Fuck me. Bro, they just put me into a corner and jumped my ass. What the fuck? I randomly happening right now. Please.
Oh god.
Fuck me. Bro, they just put me into a corner and jumped my ass. What the fuck? I randomly encountered something crazy on the street
terrible,
where it transformed my whole background, and then I tried to figure out the puzzle. There's no clamber.
Let me move myself. I'm a little late on that.
You have 0 hops at all. It feels so clunky, and in some ways, again, it feels worse than Genshin, right? Like my whole thing was, this is kind of like Genshin style base combat, but they're trying to add the war elements with dodges and parrying. I'm like, that's a pretty good concept, but their execution's bad, man.
Actually, no, we're gonna move ourselves
came out
back.
3 years ago, it'd go fucking crazy, but in the state that the game is in now, it's not going to do well.
It doesn't look good, man.
The fact that they've copied character movesets, fuck the character shit. I don't even care about that. The bosses are fucking horrible. I fought one boss that I thought was amazing. He was an HP sponge, as are every other boss, but I thought maybe it's because I'm just not leveled. But he had a really sick mechanic, and every time you hit a chain, you run into a chain by accident, that character's taken away. And I think that's a great mechanic because it's universal.
Okay, interesting.
Don't worry about having a specific character or a specific element or whatever. Like, oh, this is fucking.
How can you mess up such fundamental things? Yeah, dude, for real.
This is the worst boss fight I think I've ever had in a video game. I got about 2 fucking windows to do damage. The rest of it is him literally flying around. It is the least engaging boss fight ever. It also took me like
that's
8 minutes
terrible
to even get to the boss fight. I had to drive through new road that they paved into me. I was just trying to go artifact farm, and I like the random events. I think the random events are cool, but the execution on this one is just so bad. It's literally a 1-to-1 copy of Narwhal, but worse. At least in Narwhal, you get sucked into the ether and you have to fight like this little shadow Jimbo. This shit, you don't have that. And then the game proceeded to bug out, and fucking I just gave up. I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. You know, the wolf from the
yeah, this game looks terrible, man.
It's the same shit, except this one jumps up in the air and like fucking does a big attack. It's like they have it.
Yeah, bro, they're copying a little too close, man. They're copying a little too close.
Identity Crisis, there's like nothing fucking original. Inferno Rider, that was another boss completely bugged out. I couldn't.
Yep, and I said that yesterday.
Anything. The boss was elevating heights. I was elevating heights. I wasn't even in the proper battlefield. Like, what the f? And they still.
What is this game?
Is quite possibly the most frustrating.
They have a lot of work to do on this beta.
Video game is that dumbass fucking Infinite Tower mission. That shit, I played it in the first beta, almost made me quit. Run, and you have to go from point A to point B to go through a time gate, but the problem
this looks annoying as hell.
Flip, you don't have access to that other port.
You see,
and it would mean
you see how the character is like
flips.
Just watch the character.
You don't have access to that other.
They're like, what is this game, bro?
Portal. And
this is terrible.
Okay, well, there's going to be another portal here, so there's like maybe an alternative way. It's a little bit of a scenic route, but you know what? At least you can get there. Bro, it just flips on you, and then there's nothing else there. I'm looking straight ahead, and there's no portal. It's just a time waster. Everything in this fucking game feels like a time waster. There's no fucking...
this is terrible.
Points. Yeah, oh, well, Ethan, you have to drive around. No fucking...
this is terrible.
Points. Yeah, oh, well, Ethan, you have to drive around. Motherfucker,
garbage is what that is. Yeah, it is, dude.
I don't even know if the cars get faster. It's so fucking tedious, bro. Like, it is missing so much glue. This shit needs to be back into the oven for at least another year. Fix the combat. Don't make it janky as hell. Make it feel like you're actually hitting them. Make the moveset.
That combat is crazy. I've never seen combat that bad in my entire life.
Feel unique. Make the ultimates feel unique. The sound effects don't even feel good. Come up with some original bosses. They got a fucking cryo Regisvine in this game, bro. What is this? And then the exploration is Genshin level dog shit. You can wall run for 2 seconds and then you go back to wall climbing. You have to buy a 5-star limited fucking character to wall run. What is this, Genshin Impact? Are you fucking kidding me? The big
that's crazy.
I need to spend fucking money to get some fucking random ass short redhead bitch to run up a fucking wall. Dude, I climbed up a building last night. I slipped by accident and it took me another 4 minutes to climb up the building. This is fucking unacceptable. And I'm saying this because I want this fucking game to not be dog shit, but it's turning out to be the biggest piece of dog shit. Hope this, if you're watching this video, fucking reach out to me, please. I want to love this game. I was very
Oh man,
I give very fair critiques. Shit has just tilted me. You have so much potential and really good ideas, and it's just squandering because you're trying to be a mixture of Genshin Impact, GTA, and Wuthering Waves.
And they bombed it, man.
But worse, amplified with bugs and bullshit.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Okay, that is crazy. That video. Thank you for bringing it to my attention, Ethan. I appreciate you, man. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow Ethan. Crazy, that video. Thank you for bringing it to my attention, Ethan. I appreciate you, man. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow Ethan. Make sure you sub to his channel. I'll have it linked up in the video below. But dude, wow. That's just not it, bro. I was so excited for that game too. I was really excited for it, but okay, are we good? It still looks like my frames are in the red though. I think we got fully kicked from our stream. That's kind of what it looks like. All right, let's go. It still looks like my frames are in the red though. I think we got fully kicked from our stream. That's kind of what it looks like. All right, let's go. Holy shit. Okay.